Good afternoon, Oswego, and welcome to the Weekly BUC. We are happy to be back with you for another school year. This year, I have a new anchor joining me, Carson Clucci.
Hi everyone, I'm Carson. I'm happy to be here with Monica and share you information from our school and our community.
Today, on our first show of the year, we are going to introduce you to one of our new teachers at the high school, Mr. Nagel, give you some life advice, and share with you a new edition of a series we started last year, Fake News Now.
It sounds like we have quite a full show, so let's get started. Mr. Nagel is a new technology teacher at our school. Have you met him?
Not yet, but I hear kids really like him, and DP, Vaughn, and Caden made a segment about him, so let's check out what they had to say.
This school year, a multitude of new teachers have joined the OHS staff to continue teaching new generations of students. Among this group, Mr. Nagel, the new tech teacher. We recently interviewed him to learn more about himself.
Sean Nagel, Nagel, is how you spell my last name. Yeah, so I'm a technology teacher, and I love making stuff. Tend to try to always have something going on, building something, working on the car, something that keeps my hands busy and my soul happy. So this is my 6th year teaching. I've taught at 4 different high schools, Henrico, Virginia, Homer High School, New Hartford, and this one as well. I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into the engineering side of things and the hands-on application of technology education. And one of the really big things I'm excited about is our Electrothon car, is getting that thing back on the racetrack this year and seeing that thing go around. Yeah, I think a goal I always have is to promote technology education. And one of the big things that I've been working for is to get more females involved and getting more diversity in the classroom, because the engineering fields and construction and anything like that thrive on diversity. That's where innovation comes from. So if I can get more people involved in technology, then I think I'm doing the right thing. So this year I've got drawing and design for production, or drawing and development for production, principles of engineering, and engineering design and development. I've always liked principles of engineering because it's a fun course. DDP's been cool because I'm getting back on the drawing side of things. But I'm really excited to see where EDD goes. So it's a capstone course, a lot of upper level seniors, juniors, and basically we come up with a problem to solve for the entire school year. And so it's got to be something where, let's say it's a new design for like a drone part, or maybe it's a solution to a problem somewhere else in the world. Spend the year using the design process to solve that problem. And in the end, we have a final product that we present to a board and see what it looks like. So the Electrothon is it's a race in the U.S., maybe even worldwide. And basically you have a soapbox derby style car. It's a one-seater car, and it's powered by electricity. And so you have an electric motor. In this case right now we have 2 yellow top batteries that power the motor, and the goal is to go around the track in 1 hour as many times as you can, and whoever has the most laps wins in the end. So you got to kind of manage your power and see what works, what doesn't work, and try to go fast. So this is a part of Technology Club. In addition to some of the robotic stuff we're doing there, we can also have the Electron car going as well. So it's after school or free period kind of work time.
Thank you, Mr. Nagel, and be sure to give him a warm welcome whenever you see him. Now back to the anchors.
Wow, it looks like they're going to work on some cool projects this year between the electric car and the year-long project in EDD.
It does sound like he's a really down-to-earth guy who's really passionate about his job. I'm sure he probably has some great life advice to give the students here.
Monica, if you ever need life advice, I'm your go-to guy.
I'm not so sure I believe that, Cars.
You should, though.
What kind of life advice could you maybe provide me?
Well, it's your lucky day, because Chevy and I, with the help of Jack Rice, put together a segment about life advice with Sweaty and Chevy.
Let's get to that.
Hey Bucks, it's Sweaty and Chevy, and we're going to give you some life advice.
Today's life advice is talking to females.
Chevy, have you ever talked to a female?
Yeah, definitely.
Why don't you show me how?
Okay, here we go.
Hi, what's your name?
Okay. Weirdo.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it, and that's how you talk to a female.
Well, that's pretty good, Chevy. I mean, I don't think I could do that well, even close.
I understand that. It's hard to do it. It's hard to talk to
I
people.
want to give it a try, but I'm really nervous. And you know what happens when I get nervous.
Oh no.
Hey, I'm Natalia.
Hi,
What's your name?
Big Sweaty.
I can tell. You're like a big sweaty teddy bear.
So Big Sweaty got the girl, but there was only one problem. The aftermath wasn't so good. He had to change his shirt due to the sweat, and I had to change mine due to the general area. It was not good, right? It was a big mess. But I'm gonna ask, how did you get the girl in the first place, man?
Well, Chevy, you might want to take notes.
Oh, yeah, good idea. This is the reason why I bought this notebook.
So the first thing, you have to be big.
Understandable.
See me, I'm big.
Big. Alright, next step.
Next thing, gotta be sweaty. Remember how I had to change my shirt?
Yeah.
Girls love it.
Understandable. I can't believe I didn't see that before.
Yeah, bro, you'll get all the girls.
Eventually.
Eventually.
And that's going to wrap it up today for Life Advice with Chevy and Big Sweaty.
See you later. So Monica, what'd you think?
I think I might have to talk to Mr. Nagel or someone who has a little bit more life experience than you and Chevy.
Ouch. Well, lucky for you, we're going to come back with more editions of Life Advice with Sweaty and Chevy.
I can hardly wait.
You know what I wish, Monica?
What?
I wish that I had more time to watch the news so I could learn what's going on around me and around the school.
That's not a bad idea, but you don't have to go very far.
Oh yeah? Why's that?
Because Joan and I recently shared some local news about new things happening around Oswego High School.
Wow, this is a one-stop shop. Let's see what I can learn.
Good morning, OHS, and welcome to another edition of Fake News Now, where we bring you all the latest news from around the world. Let's see what our brilliant students of OHS know about today's events. So do you have any idea what's being built at the front of the high school?
No, I do not.
Well, it's actually a daycare center where teachers and community members can drop off their kids during the day. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a great idea. The location's pretty good. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. OHS will be adding sailboat racing to the numerous sports teams we have here at OHS. Do you think that will be something you or any of your friends would be participating in?
Probably not, but I would go see though, because that sounds like a cool thing to watch.
Okay, thank you. OHS will be adding sailboat racing to the numerous sports teams that we have here. Do you think that's something you'd be participating in?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. A lot of guys like to go out, get on the water, so I think it's good for the school.
Thank you. Next. So in addition to backpacks being banned, there's also been a rule installed just a couple weeks here that water bottles will also be banned. How do you feel about this?
I feel like that's actually a good idea because this morning I put out my papers and then there's just water all over the desk from water bottles. So I feel like that's a good idea.
Okay, good answer. Thank you. So I'm sure you've heard by now that backpacks are banned here at OHS, but in a couple weeks there will be a new rule installed that Gatorade bottles such as those and all water bottles will be banned from the high school. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I drink Gatorade and water while I'm passing classes, so not being able to drink that, I mean, I wouldn't be able to stay hydrated throughout the day, and I don't really like to trust the water fountains at school, so I'm not sure what to do.
Good answer. Thank you. So by now you've probably heard that Mr. Mallet is auditioning to be on the new and upcoming season of The Bachelor. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I did hear that. We're actually talking about that in some of my economics classes. Apparently the Bachelor ratings were down. They're trying to reach a new demographic. They're trying to expand their audience, and they're trying to get that redneck demographic. Duck Dynasty hasn't been on. They think that maybe they could get some of those people from the dirt track to come and watch. Now, as far as his chances on the show, I think he's probably a one and done.
What might be some of Mr. Mallet's most appealing characteristics to the girls on the show?
Well, definitely number one would be his love for cats. He's a definite cat lover. Like most, unlike most men. That's right, most men like dogs, but Mr. Mallet is definitely a cat lover and his love of dirt tracks and all things dirt.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. So by now you've probably heard that Mr. Mallet is auditioning to be on the newest and upcoming season of The Bachelor. What are your thoughts on this?
I didn't actually know that, but that makes a lot of sense to me because he's been working out pretty hard the past week, and he's been dedicated to it. He's been working really hard and struggling through, but he's been doing well. I think that's a good move for Mr. Mallet to try out a contest like that. I know his love life is he's been struggling there, and he's looking for love. It's his time.
What do you think his most appealing quality will be to the ladies on the show?
His most appealing quality. It's definitely not going to be his hair, but I think he's a hard worker, and I think they're going to appreciate that about him. He loves his racing. That's going to be something that he's going to have to find a girl that's into racing like he is. But he's a hard worker. He's going to be dedicated, and he loves his cats. His cats are his number one. He holds them near and dear, and I think that they'll appreciate that about him.
Thank you. That wraps up another edition of FNN. Tune in next time for more.
Monica, I'm not sure if I believe any of that, although it would be pretty cool if Mr. Mallet was the next Bachelor.
You never know. He does have some strong credentials.
In all honesty, though, I'm not sure if any of the news that you shared was true.
If you don't believe the news, you can still count on me for some life advice. I am a senior, and I have lived a little.
Thanks, Monica. That's all for this week's edition of the Weekly BUC. Please tune in next week for more information about happenings around our school and our community.